Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling. Shall we see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhollow today as we go into another episode where I don't know what I'm going to talk about. Yeah, kind of sounded like a start of a rap song or something, but really I didn't have anything to follow up that, so it's a bit unsubstantiated. But yeah, I don't know what's been going on. Just the usual. Did a bit of programming, did a bit of drawing. Actually, didn't really do much drawing. I did more drawing last night than really today, but yeah, I don't know. I finished Wood of Wisps yesterday. You probably already know that because I talked about it last episode. Just deciding on what game I'm going to play next. One Shot, I think, might be coming to an end soon, which is a bit awkward because now two Let's Plays are coming to the end at the same time, which means I've got to do double thumbnail arts and I don't have that big a backlog, so we'll see how that goes. Hello there, everyone. Right now in Fawnhollow, it's 3:33 PM on Wednesday, January 19th, 2022. This may not count as news, but okay, so we got Crazy Red. This thing, and we'll see if he's got any artworks for us. Yeah, I was just sort of like deciding what things are coming next. I do know what will be coming after One Shot, and I've got I think a good choice of what will be coming after whatchamacallit, Ori and whatever Wisps, which was a game I was rather a game I'm rather excited to play because it seems quite interesting to me. It might not be, but you know, I suppose that's for me to find out. But yeah, I don't really have anything to talk about. I'll say it's very annoying, but it's less annoying right now than it was when I was recording a little bit of One Shot, just a couple of I'm trying to think if we got that before. I'm not sure if we got it before, so we'll keep it there. When I was recording One Shot just about an hour or two ago, well, about an hour ago, is the fact that the sun is now getting rather low in the sky, you know, during winter months and all that. So because it's low in the sky, it kind of starts shining on my computer monitor screen and things like that, which make it a little bit more difficult, I suppose, to sometimes see things. Although it's not right now. The sun's very much behind the tree line. And it's just sort of like the position of where you put your computer in the window, isn't it? You know, obviously, well, I shouldn't say obviously. It's not a ladder. Most people are probably going to want to... Oh, you know, we should put vines on this side so we can easily climb up and down here without having to bust out a ladder. And it's also mostly invisible, isn't it? Most people are probably going to have a window and... in the room where they have like a desk and a computer. Where do you put your desk in relation to a window? Because I used to have it where it used to face the window, but then like in the months where you could see the sun directly outside the window, it would like shine directly into my face every single morning. That was by far very, very annoying. Okay, so what do we have here? So we have academic painting, that's fake. We have this one, can't remember what it's called, fake. This one, fake. Sinking painting, real. We should also buy, of course, I forgot both of these because these can be, as it turns out, they can be different customizations of ones which we can't normally buy from our catalogue, and we're just buying it to sort of fill in our catalogue. These are very expensive, I will be honest. None of these paintings are all that interesting. We have so many of these fake ones. So I guess we'll buy another sinking painting, despite the fact it's very much one we've already got. I'm trying to remember if we bought something from Crazy Ready yesterday, which is one which we needed or not. I feel like something in my brain is telling me we did, but I also can't remember if that's true or not. That might not be right. But we'll yeah, actually we can just look at our inventory and see what we got. But yeah, I don't know, but like I've got nothing against the sunlight, but the sunlight on screens, why is it so annoying to like look into? Like obviously it's because of moving painting. Which one's moving painting? It's legitimate whatever we got. Oh, it's this one's a moving painting. Wait, I've already crossed it off a list. Does that mean we've already got one or not? I don't know. Let's go donate it. We might have. This might be a second duplicate, or I might have just crossed it off a list early. Which, by the way, we're getting pretty close to completing the art exhibit. Who would have thunk it? Taken almost 2 years or so, but we've only got 7 more paintings. But these 7 ones are definitely going to be the hardest ones to collect. I'm going to be quite honest, especially since there's one of the things on here I've literally never even seen before. So anyway, yeah, like I've got nothing against the sun, of course. You know, it gives us vitamin D, helps, you know, sustain life and whatever on the planet. Sorry, it's a bit dismissive of you, son. I apologise. It helps sustain like. Didn't I already try and donate this and it was a fake? Or is this a duplicate of a? Oh, wait, this must be a duplicate moving painting we have. We have another legitimate moving painting? That's unbelievable. I suppose while we're here, we'll go have a talk to Brewster. We'll see if it's one of the Nookmal missions that we particularly have. It's not, but, you know... I guess we should save it for when we actually do need to. And we'll go around doing our daily stuff. Yeah, okay, so you could also, option 1, have the desk directly facing the sunlight, which is great. if it's not a computer desk as well, you know, you get direct sunlight most hours of the day, I suppose, onto your desk, so you don't have to use like a desk lamp or anything. You're not in the dark. It's, you know, you don't have to strain your eyes or anything like that. Downside, if it's a computer desk and you have a computer, and depending on kind of the angle of the sunlight, the angle of the sun of the sky, it can kind of shine directly into your eyes, which is not exactly the most pleasant sensation. It makes it quite difficult to do things. And, you know, also you can sunburn your eyes. Lots of people don't actually know that. You can indeed sunburn your eyes, so be careful about that. Like, don't stare directly into the sun. Don't damage your retinas or whatever. You probably do want them to be sort of prolonged in functionality for as long as possible. Option 2, you put it sideways to the window, which, you know, that's probably the best sort of like in between, I think. You know, you put it sideways, and then it's only in either the morning or the evenings that the sunlight directly shines in through the window. Although I will say I've got mine sideways to the window, but it's a bit of annoyance because I should have done it the other way sideways around, because now whenever it's the afternoon, whenever it's like 2 o'clock or something, the sunlight directly shines onto my computer monitor. It doesn't affect my right one because my right one's at kind of an angle, but it affects my left one, and I can't see what's on my left one. So sometimes if I actually have to work and have to use both monitors and then do stuff like that, I had to like draw my curtains across to make sure I can actually see the computer monitor in the first place, which is you know, a bit of annoyance, but whatever. The other option is you put your computer monitor, not your desk, facing away, I suppose, from your window. Downside, you're going to have to use a desk lamp much more frequently and much earlier on in the day compared to other people who have, you know, light coming in directly from a window, because you're in much of a dark area. Unless, I suppose, I don't want to visit someone. Get me out of here. Unless you're, I suppose, right by the window, in which case that's a little bit strange, I suppose. Actually, it's not that strange. It's kind of like setting up a desk like an office, which I guess perhaps that's kind of... Oh, I clicked the wrong button again. I just want to go to Halves Island. I want to fly. Okay, just pay attention to what we're doing. Yeah, but like sunlight on screens, you know, I feel like it's something I run into quite a lot, because I often have my my phone brightness quite low down as well. You know, I don't like to have it super bright. I don't like it blinding my eyes. It kind of like hurts my eyes if it's too bright, and I'm sure that's probably with a lot of people. You know, I mean, that's kind of just what it is. It emits a lot of light rays, I suppose. A lot of visible radiation. I mean, if you say like radiation, it sounds a lot more dangerous than it actually is. It's not visible. It emits a lot of visible light waves. It's quite bright and it's quite harsh. But of course, you need it kind of bright whenever you go out into the morning sun, or like any sort of sun, I suppose. It's quite bright out there. Sinking painting. I'm just thinking what we need to save and what we don't. It's kind of difficult to remember off the top of my head. That seems about right. Or savvy other things. No, I am good. Oh yeah, there's a thing I was going to say. I was going to visit Happier in Paradise to actually get the recipes more often, but I haven't, so whatever. Yeah, so you need to turn your brightness all the way up when you're outside of the sun, otherwise you can't properly see your phone screen. But then the most annoying thing, every time you go back inside again, you just like look at your phone and be like, oh, what time is it? And you're like blinded suddenly. Or even worse, if you forget until like night time and you're just like lying in bed being like, oh, what time is it? And you like look at your phone screen and it's absolutely blinding. I like, even my default sort of like brightness setting, like, let's see what I put it on right now. It's actually quite high right now. I don't know why it's so high. I'm gonna put it about halfway. No, about two-thirds, you know. That's what it's on right now. But even then, I don't need it that high up, I suppose. I feel like I used to have it on a lower sort of setting, but maybe I don't. I don't know. Luck with friendship will diminish. Oh no! Quick, save us, Katrina, save us. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know anyone who consistently uses the highest brightness, I suppose. Like, I'm gonna turn my phone up to the highest brightness. This is just unnecessary. This is starting. It doesn't actually hurt my eyes, but it's drawing too much attention to it, I think. And if I put it all the way down to the lowest, like, I can see how you can use this, but this is a bit dark. I can't, like. Actually, how would anyone use this? Like, obviously when it's nighttime, you know, light, brightness is all like relative and stuff to the environment around you. There we go. Put it about halfway. I don't know. Oh, sorry, I just punched my microphone. Don't put it on 2/3. Put it on halfway. About. Yeah, that's sort of good balance, you know. You look at that. It does not like blend into environment, but it doesn't attract too much attention to it. If I see that out of the corner of my eye, I'll just like, you know, subtly be like, oh, my phone's on. Not what is this bright thing in the corner of my eye? You know, it's a nice little balance. No one's using the extremes of the phone brightness, I suppose, unless you're literal pitch darkness, and I guess you use a very dark one. I guess by contrast, if you're in pitch brightness, use the brightest one. I don't know, even then it's a nuisance. I think most of the time I do it anyway, instead of just changing my brightnesses, I'll just sort of like cup my hands around the phone and try and look at it, which is always what I used to do with my DS, because, you know, the DS has brightness settings, can't adjust it on the fly, you have to go back to the main menu every single time to do it. So, you know, you're playing in the car, you know, it's all fine. When you go out to, you reach your destination, you're just like saving your game or whatever. As you walk out into the sunlight, you can't see what's going on, you know, the bright sunlight is obscuring everything on the screen. So I don't know, screen is this what I'm talking about? Screen brightness? Even I don't even know if my computer monitor screen brightness is all that big. Should we see what I got it on? Hold on. Where is it? Where's screen brightness? Apparently its volume is on 35. Brightness is on 70. That's quite high actually. It's a lot higher than I thought it was at, but you know, I just want to get those vivid colours in. Can you really blame me? I suppose you could. Seems a bit unnecessary, I will say. Deep sea diving, sell things, customize, craft. Oh, I should have seen what fish that was. A bitterling. Okay, a bitterling. We'll go deep sea diving because we do need to find our recipe anyway. At some point, I'm gonna get that NFC tag and I'll get fauna, and it'll all be handy dandy. That's not really the phrase, but you know what I mean. At some point, I should find some more clothes to give out to my villagers, but I haven't really been doing a good job of that because I couldn't really be bothered, is practically what I say, to sort through all of them and find things which seem nice, but hey ho, what can I do? I guess we could do that. We haven't done that for ages. We can do that in the last 10 minutes and try and figure out some nice gifts to give to people, especially since we have a sort of like final iteration of villages that we particularly want on our island. Sans fauna. But I do want to give it an NFC tag thing. I will do it before March probably, because you know probably what will happen is that I will draw a new thumbnail art again for Animal Crossing when it comes to year 3, or maybe Animal Crossing will just stop, and I'll be perfectly honest. Could be one of the final episodes of Animal Crossing that you're watching right now. I wonder, isn't it? Yeah, but like Animal Crossing is like, it is very much for my own enjoyment, but now, you know, it's like there's not really much of a goal anymore. I'm just sort of using it as a vehicle to talk, but I can use like any sort of my things as a vehicle to talk in. Eventually I'm going to run out of time to be able to sustain it, so let's enjoy it while it lasts, hey? As many things. But if it was a year 3, I would like to incorporate all the villagers who are actually the permanent residents of Fawnhollow doing something. I don't know what, maybe Happy Home Paradise sort of thing? I don't know. Because it's a thing I considered before was doing like seasonal thumbnail arts, each thing, but you know, and each time, but I never really got around to it, if you couldn't tell by the fact we've used the same one for year 2 the entire time. There's a lot of thumbnail art to be drawing, you know. Even if they are kind of quick. Maybe that's something I'll end up doing in the future, but of course now it's not exactly particularly feasible for me to do such a thing, so I don't. Sorry, we're talking about screen brightness. Yeah, remember the days where you had like consoles we didn't have a screen brightness? Like, I'm pretty sure the Game Boy didn't, right? Oh no, it was the Game Boy Color didn't, and I didn't have a Game Boy Color. I had a Game Boy Advance SP, not Game Boy Advance. We also had a Game Boy Advance, which I also don't think had brightness settings on it now I think about it. Which, by the way, drained battery like crazy from what I recall. Didn't it take like 4 AA batteries or something? For like a couple of hours of life? My word, how inefficient. Let's go craft some things and customize some things first before we go sell them again. We'll pick up 8 coconuts just in case. But yeah, Game Boy Advance SP had a brightness setting, but it was a binary brightness setting. It was either backlit or not backlit, which is insane now I think about it, because I remember playing, well, obviously playing on it. If I didn't remember playing on it, I guess I wouldn't really be talking about it, but you know what I mean. Playing on my Game Boy, even, you know, I always had the brightness backlit setting on, and then, you know, trying to play on it without the backlit setting on at one point, and just being like, oh, I can't see anything. It's literally just like the darkest thing in existence. Like, how are you meant to see anything like that? I don't know. But somehow we survived, and now we've gotten onto better technology where we have customizable brightness scales. Yeah, because the DS one you had to choose one of 5 options, didn't you? I forgot about that. What else was I going to say? Yeah, I mean, I guess I get it. If you want to preserve battery or something, you turn off a backlight or whatever, and you just sort of like make do, because, you know, having something there dimly is better than not having anything, which I think is kind of like up for debate, especially since that strains your eyes quite a lot. And take it from someone who wears glasses and doesn't have the greatest eyesight in the world, you probably want to look after your eyes where you particularly can. What do we need to customize? We customize these two quite recently, so let's customize this and that. We'll customize it blue. And we'll customize either the watering can or the slingshot. Both of them we haven't customized for quite a while. I suppose we could just customize all three of them. It's been but we don't water all that much. This is probably one we need to customize more urgently. That was our final customization kit. That's crazy. It's because we hadn't had a mission to get oh, hello. Actually, hold on, accept these missions first. Is it very possible that we'll get a mission for shooting down something? It's because we haven't had a mission to buy things for a very long time. I haven't been buying customization kits. I guess we could just withdraw them from our inventory, but still. Alright, shoot you down. I'm gonna shoot you down, wake you up like a volcano, you'll erupt. You remember that sort of little chant like people used to sing? No? Alright, fair enough. I guess we'll do radio exercises first. I remember one time I was playing on my Game Boy, and I think I talked about it. So I was playing Kirby, like Adventure in Dreamland or whatever. Got to the final boss. Game Boy running out of charge. You know, oh, I didn't mean to do motions. Well, we don't really have an option now, so I guess we're doing it with motions. Oh, back. No, all right, okay. Well, apparently there's no back button, so we have to do it with motions, which is fair enough. Put some pep into your movements. I might as well do them. I'll do it while sitting down. I'm not going to do it while standing up. I've already done that before, and it was quite difficult. Raise both arms, stand up straight. Oh god, I just hit my light. I just hit my desk lamp. No, what was I saying? Yeah, and we were playing Kirby Adventure Dreamland, and you know, I turned off the backlight button to try and conserve energy as it was slowly running out. But then, as it turns out, it was running out even more and more. So for some reason, instead of like going to find my charger, I was like, oh, there's no way I'm going to fight this boss battle in time. So I just quit. I just switched off my game. I don't even know if I saved because I never even beat the boss again after that. So it's sort of just like, I don't know why I did that. Basically, what we were saying is that the backlight button, it drains too much energy. And it's nice that things have gotten more efficient, but we've got more of a sliding scale now, I suppose, rather than just having sort of binary on and off thing. Well, to be fair, battery life is a lot better now. Okay, it's quite hard to do this while sitting down, I suppose, but if you can hear it, I'm slowly getting like further and further away from my desk to try and do this. My arm span's quite like long, so it's very easy for me to hit a desk. Okay, I cannot do this while sitting down. Are you crazy, game? I guess it's good exercise in so many ways. I don't know, what else can you really say about screen brightness? I'm not jumping. Hello, Joy-Con. Oh, well, a little bit late. I just did half a cycle there instead. I don't know what I was saying. Just reminds me of the thing that we discovered back in primary school, that there was like a energy efficient version of of Google called Blackle, which is basically just Google, except for instead of having, it was Google in dark mode instead of having like the white screen, it has a black screen, and because that's like less energy intensive. I guess because I'm not actually sure if it's so much like the LEDs or whatever in the screen don't turn on when they display back, but something like that. I forget how LCD screens work. It's been we can actually buy some things. It's been quite a while since I've even thought about them. Isn't it? Yeah, hold on, liquid crystal displays. You got like a red, green, and blue one emitters very close to each other, and it's about like running a current through them or something to get them to emit at a certain brightness. And I guess for pure black, it just doesn't emit anything, which I'm not sure if that's true because it doesn't look the same as turning my screen off whenever the screen goes black. What the heck is that like? Accessory stand? Oh, see you later. I didn't realize you sold just like straight up just like food in here. No, let's not sell this. Sell all the things we don't need. Hold on, I forgot. Well, maybe you can take trash. I don't know if I'm confusing myself. No, don't take coconuts. Or not. Okay, you can take it. It's false artwork you can't take, right? That sounds about right. I'm not even sure if we bought the menorah before. The celebratory candles, but we might as well buy them because I actually can't remember if there's something which is new in this version or not. Actually, we don't need to buy anything yet, so let's just buy these 5 customization kits. Uwe, like customization kits. Just so we have some in our inventory. What was that? 3,600 plus 1,800. That does make 5,000, so that is enough of a mission. I don't know, what else to say about screen brightness? Anyone got like an ultra bright screen or ultra bright phone or something like that? In fact, what sort of brightness are you watching this on right now, you know? That's a big question. Enough to be like a floodlight? I'd highly recommend not doing that. That sounds quite straining on your eyes. I wonder what's worse for your eyes, having a screen be too bright or a screen be too dark? I guess it's kind of a difficult thing to measure because I think brightness is one of those logarithmic scales. Now I think about it, just like hearing and stuff is. Well, what I should say the units are that we often use on logarithmic scales, so decibels is. And I don't know what it is for light. Lux or is it candelas? No, candelas is like lux per. No, lux is candela per square area, right? So lux is sort of like brightness density. What am I doing? I forgot what mission I was trying to do here, to be perfectly honest. It'd be nice if we could have a mission which does coconuts. Oh, we probably have a mission which does fruit. We could just do that. Sell a hot item. Snowfolk. Do you want to build a snowfolk? Or catch some snowflakes? Let's see what the craftable hot item is for today. I don't know if we'll try and catch a bitterling or not. That sounds like a bit of a pain, I'll be honest. Anglaise dish set is quite easy. That's using clay, isn't it? Let's try and find it, I suppose, quite quickly. It'd be cool if it was actually one of the sections in here. We could have yeah, it's only 3 clay. We can do this. We should look at our recipes as well. We should see what the simplest recipe we can actually make is. What's the quickest one we can make with like objects we can sort of grab very readily? Because there's got to be something which just features like coconuts or something. I'm really surprised there isn't. Carrot potage. I know you can make some like these drinks. Oh, these are quite easy, aren't they? Perhaps we should make those. I don't know. We don't have as many recipes as I thought. I'll be perfectly honest. That's something we can do. We can just grab some fruit. We can make some of the fruit recipes, which we don't normally do. Like let's grab some peaches. Why not? I feel peachy keen. Is there another peach that landed there? Nope. Yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I wonder which is worse for you. Having it too bright or too dark? Because too dark, you know, you have to strain your eyes or whatever. That can put like intense stress on. Oh, we don't have any peach peach recipes. Well, any other peach fruits or peach jelly? Okay, I guess we'll do cherries. Yeah, I wonder which is worse, because when it's too dark, you have to strain your eyes or whatever, and, you know, strain your eyes, just like overworking sort of like the muscles around your eyes or something. I think that's what causes like short-sightedness in a certain sense. And don't quote me on that. Don't know if that's actually true. Oh, don't know if that's exactly how it works. Oh, I didn't actually realise you actually held up the item. That's quite cute. But if you have it too brightness as well, you know, and I can't imagine like all that sort of like visible light waves going into your eyes is particularly all that great. Probably isn't the most comfortable thing in the world, I'd imagine, but what do I know, I suppose. I wonder how easy it'll be to build a snowfolk right now. I can't remember where we've seen the light bulb, not the light bulbs, the snowballs. Catching snowflakes, of course, very easy. You know, I think having it too dark actually could be worse. If it actually makes you strain your eyes to actually look up the stuff. I suppose if you have it too dark and you don't like strain your eyes like actually looking at it, you sort of just like let your eyes like zone out or something, then I guess it probably wouldn't be as bad, but I feel like that's not really the natural instinct, you know? There's a thing my parents always tried to reiterate to me when I was younger as well, you know, to make sure to not read in the dark, to not actually like overwork your eyes or whatever, make them bad, but you know, my eyes are still quite bad right now anyway, so I guess I didn't really work out in the end. Too much reading or something. I have this memory actually, you know, it was amusingly it's not a screen unless you're, I don't know, looking at some weird sort of boomer newspaper joke, but I was reading a book. I don't know what book it was. Maybe it was Harry Potter or something. That seems like a right age for me to be reading it. And I was reading it in like my parents' room, just like leaning over bed. It was a really bright day, I remember. And I remember looking at the book and being like, the book looks so bright today. Like the screens were like so brightly white. It's like, because they were reflecting obviously the light from the sun up into my eyes, and I guess for some reason, whatever the angle, but today the sun was particularly bright, and the angle I was reading out made it like very reflective. You know, but when you see those sort of like things, when you stare at a light for too long, you get those like colourful things when you close your eyes or whatever. I had that for a little bit afterwards, like burned into my retina, which is probably not a good sign, and I certainly can't recommend you do that, like, ever. No book is worth doing that over. Who do we think this is from? A snappy bag cover with buttons and pins of different pop stars. Can't be anyone's but Audie's. So I'll have a pop over to Audie and we'll give it to her. If we can. If we can't, then so be it. I believe Audie's walking, if I recall, she was at the town square. So it shouldn't be too hard to find her. I swear I saw her around here somewhere. If she's not around here, then she's in her home, but I thought I saw her. Maybe I didn't. I could have sworn, though. I also don't know who our crafter is. It's not Raymond. Oh, well, it might have been Phoebe. I didn't actually look. Oh? Who's that? That's Apollo. Oh, boy, yo. Everyone just always hangs out in the town square, you know? Weird, huh? Oh, I guess... I guess Audie wasn't out and about. Weird. I totally thought she was. It does make it a lot easier to find her. Ever since they removed a megaphone from a game. So you can't just yell people out and be like, where are you? You look positively adorable today, Audie. See, this is why we should find more clothes, I suppose, for actual villagers. And actually start giving them out to people, eh? So we can get cute outfits of them. That's exactly why. It's one of my favourite things. And perhaps we should stop letting everyone put on some random clothing. But it's kind of fun that way. If they want to give each other presents, then so be it. That's what they should do. Okay, what do we have? What look mile missions do we have time to do? Hot item customize? I don't know. I think this is where we will just go into a house and try and sort out what clothing options we got. Maybe. No, let's just put stuff away, I suppose. I'm gonna round off this episode here. Maybe let's just round off this episode here. Let's be honest. I don't know what I'm talking about. The screen brightness. But anyway, that book was like probably the brightest, most radiant book I've ever read. And I don't mean through like story-wise or anything. I mean like quite physically. So much so it actually hurt my eyes, probably. Maybe that's why I'm so blind. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. If you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares are greatly appreciated. Join me Dear Darling Discord. Follow me on Twitter down below. Hope we see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now.